What's up, everybody? Welcome to Daddy's House and their DCO commentary. Bringing you this commentary here today. This is my long-awaited for, long promised, and sorry it's late. Black Dawn operation. A little guide here, video, talking about some of the things and all that I've noticed in this operation, and uh, mostly going over some of the strats and everything. I want to talk a little bit about what's going on with the games stuff too and everything. Had a awesome return for the DCO Source podcast last night. Trex got his computer back up and running. We were able to get together another live cast together last night, and we had Meps as a special guest on there. Hinted at some things about what's going on with update 19, for us, gave us some information on that, and hinted towards some things that are coming to us here in the future. So I'll be talking about a few of those things as well. First off, right off the bat here, I want to talk about this operation. This is the more difficult of the 8-man operations that we have here. Not so much because it's things seem to hit harder on here. Right now, I'm using brawling right now. This is an older video. This is like my first time going through this operation. So you're gonna see some like trial and error stuff on my part at least, because I held off on doing the operation because at the time when the DLC was first released on it, there was issues with the loot drops. There was issues with freezing, disconnects, and all that. And there still are some issues with the freezing and everything. The loot issue's been taken care of for the most part. Meps was talking about there was one particular loot issue they're looking into. They're pretty sure they've got ironed out and it's going to be fixed soon. Nope, there I went. I used that word, didn't I? Damn. Anyways, first boss fight here, it's not really that difficult. You go in there, you go after the bad guy, the big guy, hard and heavy, and burn him down as quickly as possible there, and it's pretty much over with. After that, let the smaller guys get taken down with the ads and everything. But yeah, so loot issues been addressed and everything. It's been fixed. So once that was done, that's when I went ahead and I just jumped in here, started running it with my league and everything. We speaking of my league, the replacements and all that, we're pretty much done recruiting. Okay, anybody who asks to join a league right now, the answer is going to be no. I'm not saying anymore. I'm not inviting any more people into the league. I don't think anybody else who is has the privileges or is a recruiter in the league is going to be inviting anybody in. So feel free to try and stay updated on all that. But as it stands right now, we're pretty much set on expanding the league as it is. So sorry if you missed your chance and all that to get in, but yeah, it's just not happening anymore, at least not for a while. Anyways, this part right here, this operation, I found somewhat annoying, only because the orbs that you have to take to the specific spot. Sometimes you would have an orb like right near one of the spots you had to take, but where you actually had to take that particular orb was like a block away. Very annoying. Very, very annoying. But we got through here and got it done. I highly suggest that one of the controllers be the one to carry those orbs. Simply that way it keeps the healers free to heal. DPS can keep burning down the ads, and the tank can keep them all, in one area. So yeah, one of the controllers, either the one that's not casting power over time, most likely should be the best option for doing that. But yeah, talking about the source cast last night, some very interesting information, all that. Beps, just finally said, well, it's out there and everything, because there was an apparent slip up with the PC test server patch notes where there was a mention of a Lex Luthor Legends tune character that you could use. You know, Lex Luthor in Legends. It looks like we're going to be getting him in the marketplace here soon, shortly. That's the new. that's the word I'm going to try and use from now on. We're going to be getting him in the marketplace shortly for Legends, and also, felt like I had to follow up on all that information right there, since info was got leaked about him. There was a picture of a 5v5 Moonbase Legends match. Apparently, they were advertising some of the map itself and the new tunes that we were getting. I believe it was with DLC 4, and in the background there, you could almost make out what looked like steel in that arena match. So I asked him, and he basically, in a roundabout way, said yes, we're going to be getting Steel and Lex Luthor in the marketplace here sometime shortly. Didn't exactly give me a time when. So he was like, right here, that's I got that doggone fence in my way. But so yeah, we've got that to look forward to coming up here. I don't know if it's coming with update 19. Didn't really give a specific date, but I mean, he said that some of the dates that have been kind of leaked online are a possibility on it. So looking at like October 16th, 17th, something like that for the update 19 to come at us. If you guys want to listen to that podcast in its entirety, my buddy Trex, he is editing it as I speak right now. I'm not sure if he's got it posted yet, but I will have a link in the description. Actually, the link is always in the description for the DCUO Source website. We've got nice forums there. It's the home of the Source podcast. I highly recommend you check it out and see what's going on there. We do a podcast once a week. Every other week we try and do a live stream with a special guest. Trex loves doing the live streams, so I'm pretty sure we're not going to stop doing that anytime soon. Yeah. So definitely you want to check that out. Recently we've had guys from the Community Event Council for the PC on there. We've had Meps and Jens Anderson on there on a live one where he was talking about DLC 5 and all that. And we talked a little bit about DLC 5 last night on the Sourcecast. Mostly about the issues that were entailed. The issues that came with DLC 5 and how they still apologize for it and will continue to apologize for any issues anybody had. Went over a lot of the things talking about it. And there you go. So definitely, yeah, please check out the DCUO Source live stream. It's an excellent podcast that we do to try and get people out there, talk about what's going on in the game and have a lot of fun. Anyways, this, back here to this operation, this is a very tedious and time-consuming portion of this operation right here. Fighting these Atlanteans out here. Yeah, like I said, the best, bet is to try and have like either, one of the controllers, most, preferably the one who's not casting power over time, carry the orbs. That way DPS can keep those things, the ads burned down, tank can keep them aggroed away from everybody. And is he going to make it? Nope, he didn't make it. And I'm going to get dropped. Like I said, a lot of trial and error on this one, especially on my part, it being my first time running this operation and everything. I was still using Brawling here at the time. I had not gotten my 131 bow. Actually, I think this is the operation where I got my 131 bow. So, there's that. I had that going for me. Also, some things going on with my channel, as I've mentioned before in couple previous videos and all that. I've gone over 1 million views, and I've gone over 2,500 subs also since then. And again, I want to thank everybody who is subscribed to my channel, who watches my videos, all my subscribers. I appreciate everything you guys have done for me as far as watching my videos, commenting, liking them, and stuff, sharing them with other people to help my channel grow. I really appreciate it. This month, like I've said, is an extremely busy month for me on the weekends. Because I've got I've got work. I got a trip to Florida planned here where my cousin's getting married. Um, so I'm really busy doing it, dealing with that. However, next month in November, I am definitely looking to try and schedule or do something with you guys. Possibly, at least one weekend. Possibly, if I can manage it, every weekend. I'm going to try and do something with you guys. Again, this is going to be dependent on what my work schedule is. May only be 2 weekends because I do work a couple weekends, a few Saturdays once in a while at my aunt's bar, taking money at the door for whenever they have a band in there. So, yeah, but definitely stay tuned to the channel. All that. I'm getting some other things organized up for you guys, starting with a nature and sorcery loadout video updates. Here, I'm talking to a few people, some of the best sorcery and nature guys that I know in this game. Talking with them about what their loadouts are and everything, what they do, and how they do it for PvE and PvP. Not just healing, but also DPS. So I want to try and showcase everything as much as I can, even before the nature and sorcery updates come out. Because I know my current ones are over a year old, and they are in desperate need of updating. Other things coming down the road here. MEPS also revealed to us last night in the podcast that, speaking of the power updates, the power updates for fire and ice, they're going to stagger those. Update 20, we're not going to see the update for fire in update 20, unfortunately, as much as I'd like to see it. But I am going to be switching. Hopefully, I'll be able to switch back to fire though before that update comes out. I only got 3 more pieces of healer gear to get. So, but the updates for fire and ice powers. He said they're looking at doing is introducing them one at a time. So we're going to see fire first, and then we're going to see ice. I think that's a good idea. That way they don't have, they're trying to get it absolutely right this time. When they release it, that way they don't have issues like with the encasements with gadgets and mental when they introduce the updates there. Mental's thought bubble was like stacking on itself, and it's not supposed to do that. So they fixed it. Wasn't a nerf, it was a fix. Okay, guys? Anytime you got a power that's stacking on itself, doing that much damage, it's broken. Okay? So it's not a nerf, it's a fix. Alright, I know everybody loves being OP, but sorry, it was a broken power. It wasn't nerfed, it was fixed. Right here is an example of me learning as I go with this operation here. I went in there, I tried meleeing that guy, and I was like, okay, that's not happening. I'm not really the most experienced at melee DPSing in a raid or an operation like this, so I backed out. And I got my weak 113 spark bow out and tried going to town on him, but and I ended up still getting dropped. Anyway, so, we beat that boss there, and then, you go into Gotham here. Now, this area right here, I mean, it was kind of similar to the Atlantean area there we had to clean up. But at least, we didn't have to carry any orbs around and all that. So this is a much more fun, quicker part of this operation to do. You just burn through here. Somebody goes over. They, once you burn down a few of these ads, and all that. Then you go over, you activate the human over there. Somebody goes active. There we go. And then you just like ignore the ads. Tank gets on the human victim right there and pulls all the ads in on himself, and you just like burn that human victim down as quickly as possible. That way, you don't have to deal with any issues with what comes out after that timer runs out. And that's how you continue on with this. You only got to do 5 of them, which is makes it a lot quicker as well. The final boss on here, you'll see here shortly after we go through some of these guys. Can be difficult if you're not careful. Definitely want to, if you're not an experienced melee DPSer, definitely want to stay back and range them. Somebody asked me in one of my videos, about melee DPSing Prime, and it's like, do you think I should? I was like, if you've got to ask that question, then you've already answered it. It's like, get practice on that. I'm still learning about the whole how to melee DPS without putting too much of a strain on the healers and the controllers myself. So you'll see me switch over to bow here later. This was a pretty easy area though, and my brawling weapon does more damage than my bow weapon does, so that's why I was using my brawling. So run out a little some things here to talk about. As far as my FAQ videos go, I'm going to try and get one posted up tomorrow. Somebody was asking me about, ever since I made my electricity DPS loadout video, I've been getting a lot of questions about the whole hit counter thing and how it affects your damage. As you can see right here, it's like, I'm blowing out, I'm not, spamming out my powers or anything like that, but when I do use my powers, I'm like, constantly, I'm always getting crits. I'm always getting crit damage on everything I use on here, and that's because I use my weapon. I build up my hit counter. You'll especially see it when I use my bow. How I've got like a specific cycle of things, and when I get my bow out here, I'll talk a little bit more about it. But I am going to do a specific video showing you guys. I'm not exactly sure on the exact calculations for that. I'm sure there's some information about that on the PC forums. Those guys tend to get very, very technical with their analysis of damage and everything like that, and power over time, and power out, and heals and everything. I'm gonna take a look. I'm gonna try and find something on the servers on that on the PC forums to talk with you guys about that, give that information to you guys, because the people who think just spamming your power out is enough to DPS, then you're doing something wrong here. You're doing something wrong. You can see right here, I'm like blasting crits out constantly for my damage, and it's because I build up a little bit of a hit counter. I can't build up a huge hit counter with brawling in between my usage of a power and everything like that. But I believe how it works, and I'm probably wrong when I say this, but I believe how it works. The combos, how the combo your hit counter affects damage is dependent on which weapon you use. So, like with a weapon like brawling, you're gonna see you can use a smaller combo and still get the same results for a crit as you would with like a faster weapon like bow. But as you see right here, so I cycle, I'll hit my wired, I will hit the target. What I should be doing though, especially when there's a group of ads and all that, when I hit wired, I should be doing arrow storm. Arrow storm would hits everything in the area around the target, around the main target, and that would electrify everything there. So I would be doing extra damage to them. But yeah, I keep building up a quick little hit counter here. It's like I get up around 6 or 7 sometimes 8 right there. You saw, and it greatly increases. Also, I need to get a little bit closer with my voltaic bolt usage there. Not exactly hitting everything that I want to be hitting with voltaic bolt, because it's more of a, to me at least, it seems like it's more of a medium range power. But it does AoE. It does an awesome AoE. But yeah, I'm going to do some research. I'll get into more detail on that in my next FAQ video, talking about DPSing and how to properly utilize the marriage of using your weapon with your powers and all that to make sure that you're putting out awesome damage. I've unintentionally queued into a couple of things, tier 4, the tier 4 operation, and the a outer raid, accidentally with my PvP gear on, and because of the way that I DPS and all that by using my weapon and my powers and all that, I was still like blowing people away in that raid, especially with in damage. So even though they were complaining at me because I was wearing PvP gear, I was like, I'm still like double the DPS on you guys. I don't know what you're complaining about. But here we are. We're up here at the last boss fight. I mean, if this video looks a little choppy for you guys, I had to edit this up a lot. I had like almost an hour's worth of footage for this operation, as because we did deal with several disconnects and freezes with our raid group here. But here we are. This is the last boss of this operation here. At least you're getting ready to face the last boss of this operation. These guys can be tricky, man. You gotta have somebody with a shield or with hide or grandeur. I'm sorry, distract or grandeur, and to be able to pick those guys up and put them in that little portal right there to in order to get Tala to come out. But we did get the feat here for defeating Tala before taking down the big guy, the big clown with her. And so you'll get to see that and see how we went about doing it. It was kind of funny how we ended up getting it on this one here, simply because there was another group there, and apparently they were not aware of the situation. Honestly, I don't think it was a full raid group either. I don't know if they were over there trying to steal our loot or what, but it didn't work for them. They actually ended up helping us, because what you want to do is you want to get up on the bridge right here on these train tracks up above Tala, and you want to aggro Tala up there with you, so you can single her out as a target and not worry about burning down the big clown down there, because that's how you get defeat. You have to defeat Tala without killing the clown. So you want to try and aggro her up there with you, so because he can't, the clown can't get up there, but she can fly up there. So but what we ended up doing was, I guess these guys were happy throwing themselves at that big clown and dying repeatedly, while we were single targeting Tala here. As you'll see, I'm going to be using a lot of nothing but weapon strikes on her with my bow, simply because I didn't want to burn down the clown too much, because the majority of my powers are AoEs. So just keep burning her down there, and you'll get the feat. But I mean, you can see how the hit counter really does affect what you do here, as far as your weapon damage and power damage. Because I had my hit counter up to like 30 something like that. If I'd actually been using if I'd started using my powers right around then, who knows how many crits or how big they would have been from my power usage. But yeah, that's pretty much it here. This is a fight is winding down here. As you can see, Tala's getting pretty low on health. Again, I don't know who these guys were that came over and were trying to help us, but it was kind of funny, because we were kind of sitting here laughing, because those guys just kept like throwing themselves up against a brick wall the entire time, while we were over here just burning down Tala. We were actually kind of concerned though with them taking down the big guy before we could get Tala down. So you see us, I'm frantically trying to burn her down as quickly as possible but you know, we had a lot of ads came out, and but you know, there it is right there. You know, we got her burned down before the clown did. You see it there in the chat box. The feed popped for everybody, and you'll see it pop here on my screen here in a second. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, though. I hope you guys liked the information I got for you all outside of the operation. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and until next time, y'all take care. Bye.